Hey guys, hope you're having a good one. I'm Phantom's Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to give you guys a locals recap video from my Sky Striker deck from this past weekend where I topped locals. I went 4-1. My matchups were round 1, Magistus. I went 2-0. Round 2 was Brave Virtual World. I lost 2-1. Round 3 was Swordsoul. I won 2-0. Round 4 was Brave Dragon Link. I won 2-0. And round 5 was Brave Hero, and I won 2-0. So I'm going to talk you guys through my main, extra, and side deck, tell you what I would change, what came up, what didn't, and what worked really well. So without further ado, let's just get right into it, starting with the main. Alright, main was pretty standard. We had 3 Ray, 2 Rose. And that was just fine. I didn't have any consistency problems with this ratio. This is a going second build, so having just 5 main deck monsters is fine. And then I played Celestial Dasher as well. Okay, and now for the hand traps, I played 4 sets of 3. I went Ash, Ogre, Nib, and Imperm, and these all worked fantastically. Ogre was insane. I think I Ogred Fateful Adventure 6 times, and I played 7 games against Brave. So 6 of the 7 games I hit Fateful with the Ogre. It was incredible. Definitely the best hand trap this format. I wish I could find room for a Ghost Bell, because I think that's really strong in this format as well. I might switch it out for something like Imperm, but Imperm's just too good at going second, too good against Fluanderies, which the rest of the hand traps are just okay against. So, yeah, I think these are the best 4. No reason to play anything else. Nib was awesome, especially against Heroes, where, yeah, his end board ended up being a Nib token. I actually opened Nib Imperm against Heroes, so I just let him make his whole board, including DPE. And then end of main, I activated Nib. He chained DPE so he could try to pop it and get it back. And then I chained Imperm on the DPE, so I stopped that play. I also drew Imperm for a turn, going second against Dragon Link. So I pretty much just broke some of his board. And then the second turn, he didn't read a Nib. So I pretty much nibbed a full board because he didn't put up negates, he just put up a whole bunch of damage. So yeah, Nib was great. And that was it for hand traps and monsters. Now on to the spells. We'll go with the striker spells. I played 1 engage, 1 multi-roll, 1 hornet drones, and then 1 shark cannon. Shark cannon is just not that great going second, so I just had the 1 so I could search it to out DPE, which I think came up once. Multi-roll, I don't think I drew or resolved the entire game. Honestly, I didn't need it. And games are not going long enough where setting a multi-roll and just recurring stuff is relevant. You pretty much always need to search going second spells like Afterburners or Widow. So multi-roll just doesn't come up unless you draw it, and even if you draw it, it doesn't help you break anything. So it's okay. You could consider cutting it, to be honest. We'll leave these out. I played 2 Afterburners. Afterburners I'm a big fan of. It just trades negates with something like Baron. It plays really well with Forbidden Droplet, which we also play. It outs like Fluandery stuff, and just hitting back row turn like 2 or turn 4 is also excellent. So Afterburners was great. 3 Widow Anchor, don't really need to discuss it, and then 2 Area 0 as well. I think 2 is fine. It didn't really get used that much, but I think it did hit me array a couple times, so can't complain. I do kind of like Area 0, and it works well with DPE, it works well with Droplet. You can send it after you've already used it, that kind of stuff, so I think it's good. That's it for the striker spells. Then on for the more generic ones, we played 1 Roto, 1 Upstart, 1 Terraforming. If you do cut to 1 Area 0, you might cut the Terraforming as well and find room for some more spells, maybe Cosmic Cyclone in the main or something if you wanted. But yeah. And then the final set of spells, we played 3 Forbidden Droplet, 2 Fusion Destiny, and 3 Triple Tactics Talents. I think this was a great lineup. You really want to see these cards going second. Droplet was excellent with Afterburners, as I mentioned. Talent was fantastic as well. Can't complain. I Droplet won me the game against Dragon Link for sure. Both games 1 and 2. I paired Droplet with Afterburners. I think game 1 I went second, and he said the only hand trap I drew was Ghost Ogre, so I ogred his Fateful Adventure, and then he was able to go full combo with dragons. So he set up Borreload Savage, Hot Red Archfiend Abyss, and Spheres. So I started off by activating Afterburners, hitting one of his negates. So I hit Borreload, and then he chained the Spheres. Or no, he chained the Abyss. So I went chain link 3 Droplet. I sent Afterburners as 1 cost, and then I had drawn an Ash for turn. So I sent the Ash as well and negated the Spheres and the Abyss. So that means Afterburners resolved popping the Borreload, and then he just had 2 negated monsters, and then I just summoned Array and won the game from there. So that was pretty awesome. And then game 2, I went first. I made DPE, and then he summoned it. He outed it and summoned it back with Dark, the Link 2 Charmer, which made me summon Dasher on my turn. So that left me in a rough spot because I had a handful of striker spells left. So what I was able to do was Droplet away the Dasher to negate the DPE, I think. And then I Afterburners popped my own DPE and then triggered it in Grave. So that went really well. Onto the extra deck, fairly standard. I played 3 Kagari. I only played 2 Shiz, and I did not miss the 3rd at all. I wasn't going into Shiz every turn. By like turn 2 or turn 4, I'm linking off whatever I have. I mean, by turn 4 or turn 6, I'm linking off whatever I have into some of the other cards I'm playing in the extra deck and not really leaving strikers on board. So 2 Shiz was totally fine. I played 2 Hayate. Still need 2, still use 2. 1 Zeke, I made it once, maybe twice, I think. Just didn't come up this particular weekend. And then Kaina, I still played the 1 Kaina, and it didn't really come up either. But yeah, I think it's still good to play those. And then there's Verte and DPE. And then the next package I played were the Charmer links. So I played Wind for Sword Soul. I played Dark for everything that plays DPE or anything else. And then I played Lina just for generic light monsters. I play a lot in mine. I play Rose. I could have Nib. If someone nibs me, I can use the token for Lina. So there's a lot of options, but Lina just didn't come up for me that much this weekend. I'll just show the last card as access code as well. So I used Dark to summon back my opponent's DPE, I think 4 or 5 times this weekend. So it was insane. Dark is a crazy extra deck card. And then Win I used against Sword Soul to summon back Baron. I think I took the Baron with Widow Anchor, and then I attacked with it and stuff with like Hayate and Baron, and then I linked those off for Win, and I just summoned back the Baron to give myself another negate. So it was excellent. Alright, that was the extra. I don't think I would change anything. I thought about Hida, the Fire Charmer, but there's really no fire targets worth bringing back. You can bring back Ash, but I don't think it's worth it. Alright, for the side, I played 3 Lancia just for the Flounderies or Phantom Knight matchups, but I didn't face either of those decks this weekend, so it didn't really come up. I played 3 Cosmic Cyclone for, I guess, just generic stuff, but also Eldritch. And then I played the 1 Harpies as well, and then 2 evenly matched, just to round out the 6. I chose Harpies over the 3rd evenly matched just because I wanted the spell and I wanted to keep my battle phase. You really need to resolve Hayate, so I just thought the Duster was worth. For going first, I played 3 D-Barrier and I thought this was great. It won me a game against Hero because I called Fusion. Like, he activated Poly, I chained D-Barrier and called Fusion, and that pretty much ended his turn. And then it won me a game against Sword Soul, I think. I just called Synchro, and that ended the turn. I did side in against Virtual World going first, and I called Synchro, but they were still able to OTK me through. OTK me through that with the Brave package. The token is like 2000 attack. He summoned Griffin for 2000, and he made some Xyz plays and all that kind of stuff. So it just wasn't worth against that. I kind of break that game too. And then I played 3 different Dimension Ground as my other going first card, and this one I did not like, and I would definitely switch it out next time. It conflicted too much with my DPE. If I just drew this as my going first card, and then I made DPE like Fusion Destiny or something, you're forced to use DPE before you can activate this, or else you just lose your own DPE, so that's no good. Yeah, so I would probably play like Shared Ride, or I would play 3 Artifact Sanctum, and then a Scythe for, I don't know, either 1 Lancia or 1 Evenly or something. But yeah, that was my side deck. Those were my matchups. Deck performed fantastically. This is my first tournament with a set of Forbidden Droplet. I just picked up my first set, so it was amazing. I'm gonna play it going forward. It's just too good not to play. It's pretty much as basic a striker deck as you can get. I just played all the best spells, and won a bunch of games. So let me know what you guys think. What do you guys play in your extra deck? Are you playing the Charmers, or are you playing Hulk, Selene, and Access Code? I'm preferring the Charmers right now, just because Dark is so good and Win is so good against Swordsoul, and Swordsoul's everywhere. So let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one.